Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to try my Honey Blonde Ale. This beer was made with honey from my stepdad's bees. So they're in Texas, so it's a lot of mesquite blossoms, Texas wildflowers, that kind of stuff. This was fall honey, I believe. So the flavor of the honey was actually pretty wild. It's kind of molassesy. It's definitely a darker honey. It's not like the thin, clear springtime honey. There's a lot more depth to it. So hopefully some of that depth carried through to the flavor. We'll see. So it is pretty orangey. I would say it's like tangerine color almost. I don't remember what I put in. Oh, I think I put some honey malt in that. That would be what was doing it. The head's not very lasting, but if you saw my Brain Eater review, you will know that I am going to start adding carapils to everything to give it a better head, because the head I'm getting is not great. And I'm sure you can make 1,000 jokes out of what I've just said for the past 5 seconds. Anyway, so this is a 5% beer. It looks like 5% beer. It's very, very little body, but I wanted something light drinking, something to have by the pool that hopefully tastes like spring, even though it is fall honey. The aroma is, it's got a little honey in it. It's really light, slightly sweet aroma. But it's got the honey like richness to the aroma. This is the first time I've ever brewed with honey, so I really didn't know what to expect. I've read a lot about what will come through from the honey into your beer, and it's kind of surprising how much of the flavor you can actually get. It's really wild. I taste the honey. It's like you can taste like the flowers in the honey. It's so weird. This is super lightly hopped, so I'm not getting any of the hops coming through, but I'm getting the floralness of what a wild honey can be. It's not like your orange blossom honey, where that's a very specific flavor, but you do get the floral notes. It's like, it's just really weird. It's kind of like drinking like jasmine and rose, like very subtly. The hops just give you a very, very, very slight bitterness. You don't get any flavor from them, but you can tell that there were hops in it because, it's not overly sweet. It's super thin. It's basically got the consistency of water, and I'm not really picking up any of the yeast. I'm trying to think. I think I used SO4 for this. Yeah, I did use SO4 for this. So that's probably helping out with some of the floral aromas. Like if I were to use a Kvike, it might not taste as floral because the yeast is probably helping out the flavor of the honey. This is definitely like a lawnmower beer. I almost wish that there was more honey in it. I used, how much did I use? I think I used 1 pound per 5 gallons. So I honestly would say I'd probably use 1.5 pounds next time so that it like really, really tastes like honey. The more I drink it, the sweeter it tastes to me. I did just like, I do this every time. I'll like drink a fruity seltzer or like basically Kool-Aid before I do beer tasting, so it takes me a minute to get into it. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I need like palate cleanser water beforehand, but can't control myself. The bitterness definitely only presents like in the end. which makes you kind of want to go back for more. It's really dry, and I'm sure the addition of the honey actually dried it out a bit, because when you add super fermentable sugars, which honey is one of them, you like any kind of refined sugar is super fermentable, it will dry out your beer. So I fermented this not fermented. I mashed this pretty high. I think I did like 154. But I would almost say that I could do 160 and get a better body on this, because I would like a little thickness with this. I think it would help the honey come through and it just settle on your tongue a little bit longer, which it's like, I want to keep drinking this because I want to keep experiencing the flavor. But if it had a bigger body, I think it would just, the flavor would carry longer. That's a good beer. Super good. If you're in Texas, you could probably make this pretty easy. If you're somewhere else, try it with your local honey. I mean, in California, people do like avocado honey and stuff, which is, I had an avocado honey beer at a homebrew festival. This one guy in my homebrew club, SoCal Cerveceros, always brings this one avocado honey blonde because he knows how good it is. And every time I see him, I'm like, man, I want to brew with you, because it's just like remarkably delicious. And when you're at a beer fest, everyone's got IPAs, pastry stouts, all this like heavy stuff. And then you stumble upon this avocado honey blonde and you're like, oh my God, this is like the palate cleanser I needed. It's so delicate and light and lovely. But yeah. I think this would be such a great summer beer for anyone who wants to get their hand on a honey beer. And I think there's a lot you could do with this one. Adding a fruit, or, I mean, even hopping it more. If you do too many hops, you'll mask all the honey flavor. But I think like even doing like a lavender honey blonde to really accentuate the floral flavor of this would be fantastic. And I'm actually having my mom, I gotta call her. I missed my chance. Anyway, I'm having my mom send me some lavender from a lavender farm by her ranch, and I'm gonna make a beer with that, but it's gonna be an IPA. But doing something like that would be super fun. You could even do like rose or chamomile, or I don't know what else. Like, even, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like it would lend itself to like a spearmint or something minty. So it would kind of taste like mint tea with honey. Yeah, I think there's like, this is like a really good base, I think, to explore a lot of different avenues with like unusual ingredients, specifically of the floral variety. Yeah, I'm so happy I made this. I've been telling them that I was going to make something with the honey for so long, and I'm happy I finally did. And now I'm going to have to send them some in exchange for my lavender. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned, and hopefully I have a lavender IPA coming out. I'll see you guys next time. One random fact that I just happen to know, because I don't know, I Google this kind of stuff, is you're actually not supposed to give bees honey if you see them and they look like they're struggling. You're supposed to give them sugar water, because honey from a different hive can actually pass on pathogens to a bee from a different hive. So now you know that. I've definitely given honey to bees. So if you have, like, you're fine. Just be better now. Anyway, let's get to drinking this beer and stop talking about bees. I am super behind on thanking all of my Patreon members, so I have a long list to thank right now. Greg Gant, Jonghyuk Hyo, Ken Carlson, Pizza Predator, Gino Yorfida, Siobhan Hancock, John Golden, and Marcel Tardif. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. See you guys.